welcome back to Kickin' and Streamin'. It's me, Tammy. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I'm here with my first review of a Sundance film. It is Sundance 2020, and this is my 10th year as a volunteer. So it's very exciting for me, and I love being able to volunteer, and I actually get to see some awesome films. And last night's film was no exception. Now, I love foreign films, but we don't always get them here in the United States. And Blockbuster Video doesn't exist anymore. I used to work at Blockbuster and I remember the foreign film section. Anyway, wow, that dates me. I am old. Anyway, last night's film was a really beautiful film. And it was a foreign film, and I'm apologizing in advance for all of the names that I'm about to butcher because I do not speak Georgian, Russian, or anything like that. Now, I guess to start off, the film I saw last night was called And Then We Danced. And it is Sweden's foreign film entry for the Oscars. And the director is Swedish, but this film takes place in Georgia. And I'm not talking about Georgia in the United States, Georgia, Atlanta, where all they film lots of Marvel films. I'm talking about Georgia in the former Soviet Union, near Turkey, Ukraine, Armenia, and Georgia is just a tiny country just kind of right in the center there. And this story is obviously about dance. And it is the story of someone who is, fighting to be contemporary and dealing with a very traditional, orthodox religion, sexuality, culture. It's a really interesting film. And so let me go over a few actors' names. The director is Levan Akin, and I'm sure I am butchering it. He was the writer and director, and he's the one that's Swedish but has Georgian parents. And then the next actor is Levan Gelbakhiani. I am so sorry. Your performance was fantastic, and I cannot pronounce your last name. And Bachi Valishvili? That doesn't sound right. I'm so sorry. And Anna Javakishvili. Also, so sorry. The story starts in present day Georgia. But it's got some archival footage of Georgian dance. And when I took my belly dancing class last semester, I started watching and saw some Georgian dance, and it was gorgeous. And it was very cool to watch, and so I was very excited to see this. And Georgian dance is very stylized. The moves are very intricate, and our main character, Marab, is a Georgian dancer. But his instructor thinks he's too soft, too effeminate. And he's been with the partner that he's been dancing with since he was practically a baby, Mary, and they're best friends. And I think she's hoping that something is going to happen with them in terms of a relationship, but he's just not feeling it because he's gay. And in comes a new dancer, Ilish. Hold on, I can't remember his character's name. Iralki. And he comes in and is very brash and exciting, but and he kind of has all of the more masculine traits that their dance director feels that he's missing. And they're part of an ensemble that then they're all trying to get up into the touring group for the main Georgia dance. And so that's kind of where our story starts. Like, we are set right in, we are seeing the dancers right then. And the story was inspired by a riot that happened in 2013 where maybe 2 dozen, let's see, 2 dozen, 24, no, 4 dozen, 50, about 50 to 60 protesters. I can math, I really can. LGBT activists were completely beaten and attacked by a mob of like thousands. I think they said 20,000. And the we still have issues here in the United States with LGBTQ plus issues, and in other countries, when the director approached the head ballet in Georgia, they were told homosexuality doesn't exist, and then that ballet company went and told every other dance company, to not participate. And if that's not heartbreaking, I don't know what is. So the story goes, and Merab is slowly coming out of his shell because Aralki is kind of pushing him, and ultimately they have a short affair. And obviously, because of the cultural situation, they can't be who they are. Iraqi has to go home. He's got a girl there. And Merab is, trying to find his way as a dancer and an artist in a country that he doesn't exist in. So that's kind of the tone of the film, but it's a beautiful film, and it's really sweet, and it's this push and pull between culture and tradition, and the the youth of the generation fighting to kind of be who they are, but having to fit within certain parameters. And it's a really interesting push and pull of seeing those cultural ideals. The other thing that's really cool is we have lots of different representations of what masculinity looks like, at least in Georgia. Merab's brother is very, he's a dancer, but he's gonna, go into construction. He's very traditionally masculine and is very, he ends up impregnating a girl, and because of the culture, they get married in 2 days from the time that they find out. So, I mean, he's the traditional masculine male. Then Merab is, working to support his family, and, but with his passion of dance. And it's just a really fun, beautiful film. Heartbreaking at the same time. Now, because I don't want to give any spoilers, I really have talked about a lot, but I haven't given it away. The one thing that I really like about films, especially foreign films, is the fact that they don't necessarily have happy endings, but they have hopeful endings. And these are the kind of endings that I write, that it's, happy endings don't exist, but hopeful beginnings, are where this story leaves us. So, I'm going to hopefully get this up on Monday. That means there's still 4 performances left to see it at Sundance. If you can, totally worth it. It is getting a theatrical release at some point. That's one thing I forgot to talk about, was they've been on the they've been on the festival circuit, and it's been getting really positive reviews. But when they were trying to show it in Georgia, they had riots. And even though there was that group of the traditional Orthodox church saying, you know, this is an affront to who we are as people, and it was just really tragic. And even when they were filming, they had to have security guards. They would get a location secured, and then the next day or the day before show up and get told that, oh, renovations are happening, you can't film here anymore, because of that really toxic, homophobic culture. Anyway, but it is getting a United States theatrical release, probably a very limited release. But if you can see it, it is really good. And I'm working on another video that's my top films from all of my Sundance time. And I think this is definitely going to be in there because it was uplifting but not preachy. It was just a story about becoming who you are. And I could really relate to that. So I will stop pontificating about this. I know sometimes I ramble. I'm sorry. But yeah, go see it. And it was called Again, And Then We Danced. And it is subtitled. And if you have any photosensitivity, there is a dance scene in there that is, you should be very aware of. There's a lot of flashing lights. So anyway, so whether you're watching from the comfort of your own home or the beautiful grandiosity that is watching a movie in the theater with an audience, I hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're watching, and I will see you again here soon.